Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Tyler from House of Cards TCG, and today we are bringing you a video, and we're going to be ranking all the decks post ban list and post Brave Token, Grand Creators, Battle of Chaos, even basically this new format and what we expect, what these decks are going to be looking like, and what I think is going to be tier 1 and probably the best decks of the format. But make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe. We truly appreciate it. We officially hit 1.61K subscribers, trying to get to 2K over the next couple months. Actually, by end of February, I'd love to be at 2,000. So make sure to like and subscribe. You see we post daily, and we have some Pokemon content, a lot of live duels, but great content for you guys, and we appreciate all the support. But let's just go ahead and dive right in. So we have the tiers here. The tiers are tier 1. This is basically just saying this is going to be the best decks of the format. Then we have decks that are right there. They're just like, oh, they can still top events, right? They can still close them out. But they're not considered tier 1, but don't sleep on them, okay? And then we have tier 2 decks. These are kind of just decks that are fun to play. They're there. They're going to have difficult matchups with the tier 1 decks, but and they could have the occasional tops, but if you go to like a YCS with these decks, don't expect, it'd be tough to actually win the YCS with these decks. These are your rogue decks. These are just decks that are rogue. They're fun to play, and, that's basically it. And the last one that I put down here is Eyes Open, and what that means is these decks are expecting new support, and you need to keep your eyes open and potentially even buy the cores now before they skyrocket, because the new support is going to make these cards insane. So you need to be checking out these decks now to make sure that you are keeping an eye on them and potentially even buying the cores, because they could be top decks in future formats. So, all right, let's dive right in. The first deck that we have is one of my favorites. One of my all-time favorites is ABC. Thoroughly enjoy playing this deck. I recently just put a deck profile out prior to the ban list because I wanted to wait and see what the ban list brought before I did a full ABC, what I think is best with Destiny Hero and all that. But ABC, I've seen some play, actually. I've seen some tops with the ABC. People are kind of forgetting about what Underworld Goddess does, and she's a fantastic Link monster. So ABC, I kind of want to put like a tier 2. It's not rogue anymore because when that deck gets rolling, it's actually hard to stop, right? It just keeps on. Skill Drain does have some impact on it, but not the sense that you think, because ABC a lot of times will activate Engrave, as well as ABC Dragon itself is a tribute cost. So you can still basically tribute to summon your 3 pieces back out. Skill Drain doesn't do too much, and it has a lot of going second cards like Droplet and things like that. So ABC tier 2 could definitely top an event for sure. Don't sleep on it. Pay attention to it. Next up, we have Adamantipator's. So Adamantipator's is the fun, Mill 5 look for rocks deck. Gonna go ahead and put them at tier 2 also. I don't see anything with that. If we go into more of a control format, this deck can get hurt for sure. Adamantipator's definitely, activate on field. And I'm not saying that Skill Drain is that broken of a card. That's not what I'm saying. But if we go into that control format and you start seeing the Brave Token engine, right? So like Brave Token, 1 Omni Negate, you shut down this whole, 1 negate like on field like that, and you destroy the monster, can shut down this whole deck. So if they normal summon Analyze or activate effect, you pop the token on that, destroy it. Now you can't do the Researcher. You can't do the other one that you have to have a rock, or your opponent. Analyzer is the one that I think you have to have a rock on the field. Anyway, if you have more Omni Negates that also destroy, it's going to hurt this deck. So Adamantipator tier 2, but also can still top because it's still a good deck. Ignister. Ignister is, I played this deck. I'm going to have to go with Rogue. Ignister had a lot of hype, and I know that they're getting Heat Soul, and Heat Soul is going to allow for an extra draw. The problem I see with Ignister, though, is your 1 or 2 hand traps, and we're in a heavy hand trap control format. It just can't play through. Like, if you get impermed on the Dark Templar and you can't summon back 3, you could literally end with a hand trap in Dark Templar, and that's not going to do it in today's game. So unfortunately, Ignister, I'm sorry, you're going to be our first rogue. I just don't think that you can compete in the towers anymore. Towers are just, you got different things like Access Code and Borosword that can beat over this, and Access Code is too free, so we're going to go there. Next up, we do have Altergeist. Altergeist is going to jump up to a tier 2, in my opinion. They do have some support, as well as now 3 skill drain. They can play Village of the Spellcasters. They can shut down all the spells. Alter guys could be tough. I want to kind of put it close to like right there, but alter guys, I think that with the right pilot, could see some event topping very soon. Do I think that everybody's gonna be on alter guys? No. And also keep in mind that you're going to see a lot more back row hate in people's side decks and main deck, and that could be a downfall for alter guys. So with all that being said, I'm going to put them at tier 2. I don't think they're rogue anymore. I think they're definitely good. It's just a matter of seeing how people kind of perform with back row hate and getting all that out there. Next up, we have the Inzektor B Trooper. Here's the thing about these guys, right? They're seeing some tops, and that's why I'm going to put them right here at tier 2. They're seeing tops, though, because they could run 3 Fusion Destiny, and I get it now they're down to 2. But is that going to be enough? Like, the reason why B Troopers were doing so well is because they can guarantee themselves the DPE, and when the DPE is able to push itself out there and do that, it allowed them to top. So I'm going to put them at tier 2 until we see a little bit more of what they can do. Keep an eye on B Troopers, though. Definitely learn this deck and learn how this works, because I think that you're going to see some more popularity in this, and you're going to want to know how to beat it. Bird Up. I'm sorry. Bird Up got crushed. Reciting Starling to 1. Samorg gone. Wind Barrier's now gone because of Samorg. Avion's gone because of Samorg. That changes this deck dramatically. I'm not mad at it. I'm not going to lie. Bird Up was oppressive, and unfortunately, it's now rogue. I just don't see it. It was already inconsistent, and Desires made that deck consistent because you could draw 2. Now, without Desires, limited Desires, without Smorg, without Starling, I know other people have high hopes for this. People are going to be done with Bird Up. There's better combo decks out there, so a lot of people are going to be off of Bird Up, and I think that it's going to come down to Rogue. Next up, another one of my favorites that I play a lot, actually, and I've had some success with, and I think that you guys need to pay attention to. It's going to be our first eyes open. It's going to be Buster Blader. You're like, what? Buster Blader? Stop playing. Like, we're actually, this isn't Duel Links, right? This is TCG format. Like, stop talking about Buster Blader. But I'm telling you, hear me out. Buster Blader could have potential, and the reason why I say that is because Branded is coming out, and you're going to see a lot of dragons, and you need to pay attention to that. Because if they branded Fusion and they bring out the Albion, you flip Prologue, chain memories. Now, you can't, I guess you would have chain that to the activation of branded Fusion. You chain Prologue, right? Now their dragons no longer can activate their effects. Also, your big boss, Buster Blader Fusion, gains 1,000 attack and defense for each dragon in their graveyard. You're talking about something that can get up to, inflicts piercing damage, mind you. You're talking about something that can get up to 8 to 10,000 attack and swing over for a game. Don't sleep on Buster Blader. If you see a format where the branded fusions become very popular and it's like a Sword Soul where 50% of the meta is playing this Sword Soul and they start playing branded, keep an eye on Buster Blader. It has potential, I'm telling you. Next up, we're going to go Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon is going to be tough, right? You know, Cyber Dragon is pretty good if you sleep on it, but I'm going to have to put him at Rogue. They can have a lot of potential, but people are catching on to the contact fusing and, you know, with the core and all that. And especially if we see skill drain control format, it's going to be really tough for Cyber Dragons. Fortunately for them, Anaconda did not get banned, which I'm happy about because Cyber Dragons can still compete in events and do well. But overall, Cyber Dragons just need a little more support. That's it. Despia, obviously that's an eyes open, right? Because you know that the branded stuff is coming. Get your stuff while you can because Despia and branded is going to be insane. Everybody else talks enough about it. You already know. Dinos. Ooh, dinos are good. Dinos are really good. And especially going second dinos that have the hate behind it. So, we'll put dinos at tier 2. The reason why, if you build going second dinos, you can take care of the monsters. You just need to open up like your lightning storms, and then with the Imperial Order gone and Rogeki at 3. See, dinos want monsters because the UCT can just go ahead and boom, 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 attack for game. If you could clear out the back row with dinos, you're gonna win. And I think dinos can play a lot more with it being going second, and you not having to worry about Drytron, Bird Up, and all this stuff. Dinos can compete. I think that you're going to see a lot more people come back to dinos going second, and they're going to be able to build boards, break boards, and all they have to really worry about is back row stopping them. Even if people flip the D barriers on them, it doesn't matter. They still play through it because UCT is not anything in the extra deck. And Dimensional Barrier does not stop links either. So you can still get into your link combos, get your link Rebo into the grave, get whatever you want to get to the grave, double evolution pill, bring out UCT, and play on. So dinos, I almost want to put them at right there, but I want to see how the format establishes. The thing I fear about dinos is that I think Lancia is going to be very popular with the Braves and with a bunch of different stuff. So with that being said, dinos going at tier 2 until we see the format. And I want to look back at this video to see how we did here. Drytrons are still tier 2, even with the loss of Eva. It's still a really good deck. Everybody's going to be building the megaliths. And, you know, it's still something that you don't want to go up against if they full combo. But you do have hand traps to stop them. So it'll be interesting to see what Drytrons do there. Earth Machines. Earth Machines going to go at Rogue. If you sleep on Earth Machines, they will OTK you. So keep that in mind. And, yeah, basically Earth Machines. I know that they're getting some new support with the Therions. And I know that that's going to happen for ABC too. It's going to make ABC a little bit better. It provides an Omni Negate. So we'll see what the Therions do for Earth Machines. That is something that maybe you want to keep your eyes open on. But I just don't think that Earth Machines are going to be that viable where it's something that you really want to look into. Eldlich. I'm going to go tier 1 with Eldlich. See, here's the thing about Eldlich. And I wanted to save this for later. But I need to talk about Eldlich, okay? So people think that Brave Eldlich is not good. Don't play Brave Eldlich. Trap Eldlich is going to be 100% fire, and here's why. You know the difference between the TCG and the OCG? Do you want to know? It's a card called the Lord of Heavenly Prison, or Lord of Heavenly Skies. Whatever, I can't remember his name. But anyway, you do realize that that's a TCG exclusive, right? And you do realize that that card protects your spells and traps that are set from being destroyed. It also allows you to then set whatever you want to set off of that, like a Extravagance or a Cursed. Like, y'all forgot about this card, right? So now we've given Eldlich 3 skill drain. We've given him Gozen. We've given him TC Boo. We've given him all that stuff to play with. And on top of it, they have Heavenly Prison to protect their back row. So you can't just out it. Like, Eldlich, tier 1. Now, do I think that this is going to be the best deck of the format? No, I don't, because people are going to be playing back row hate. But I think you need to don't worry about Brave Eldlich. I think you need to be worried about Trap Eldlich, because Trap Eldlich is absolutely going to be insane. I've already built this deck and tested it. Wild with Heavenly Prison. Good luck. Good luck. That's all I'm going to say. All right, going into Fluundereeze. Fluundereeze is going to be right there. The reason why I say that is they're getting new support this format, and I think people are going to start picking up on this deck a little bit more. You're going to see a lot of more back row hate, which is going to allow them, because people are going to be off the Veilers, maybe off of the Imperms, probably not. They're going to still be around, but Veilers are what crushed this deck. You're going to see people getting off Veilers because they're going to want to put in more Twin Twisters, Cosmics into their maybe even one Heartbeat, because they're going to want to see that to be able to deal with some of this more back row stuff that we're going to be in a control format. But Fluundereeze, if you sleep, they will come at you. And the only reason why I think that the support is going to make a difference is we're going to see if Ghost Ogre becomes more popular in this format. If Ghost Ogre does in fact become more popular, they're going to drop down to tier 2. Because that's going to destroy their field spell and everything else. For now, Fluundereeze, though, right there. And we're going to see what the new support does. Grin Maju. Guys, I'm so sorry. Like, Grin Maju players, I love you, but you got to go with the Golden Castle now. What else are you going to do? What else? You can't do anything because the banishing. The banishing of Pot of Desires is what made Grin Maju really good. Because then your Grin Maju has, like, insane attack. And then you can just hit, right? Now you're going to have to play the Golden Castle of Stromberg. That's the only way that you're going to be able to get the banishes. You're going to have to play the 1 snow, find a way to dump the snow into the grave to get some more banishes. I'm sorry, Grin Maju players, but now you know how ABC fit players felt for such a long time, right? I do want to see some deck builds. I know that Small World can search Grin Maju, and I'm working on a deck profile for this, updated deck profile once I figure that out, so I'll keep you posted. I think that the Stromberg is going to be the way to go with this, though. Maybe the stun first, maybe actually going first stun, but skill drain just doesn't work with these, right? Heroes are going to be a tier 2. Heroes are still good. They did lose a Fusion Destiny, though, so I think that we're going to drop the heroes down. They were seeing some more play. Unfortunately, this deck's really expensive, and I think more players would play it if we got some reprints. So, Infernoble Knights, you're still rogue. I'm sorry. Infernoble Knights, you still lose to Nib. If you get Smoke Grenade back, though, maybe that will help. But for right now, ripping one card from the hand isn't enough because you still lose to Nib, and basically that's it for that. Invoked. Still tier 1. Invoked didn't go anywhere. It lost to Fusion Destiny. Yeah, that sucks. They still have Anaconda to bring it out. They lost to Nadir Servant. Yeah, that's terrible. They still got Alistair. Here's what they're going to do. Invoke players are either going to play an extra hand trap or they are going to play Small World. And then Small World searches and finds Alistair. It gets them to their Dogmatica package. Me and a friend... not Shane from the channel, but different Shane. We are testing Small World builds with Alistair and with Invoked. And that's a whole consistency thing that they're able to do is with Small World. So expect them to play more Small World. And you're going to see this deck still top. This is still a really good deck. Winda's still a card that you have to out. Yeah, Draco back allows you to out more Floodgates, which is great. But Winda's still a card, so keep that in mind. Live Twins. We're going to put the Live Twins... I just don't know. I just haven't seen enough from them. I'll put them at tier 2, but I haven't seen many events where Live Twins even top. So I'm going to go with Rogue. I just don't think the Live Twins were just there. They just need a little more. They just lose, right? Like you stop one of their effects and they just lose. But again, Valor might not be as popular, so Live Twins could have some meta relevancy, but I just don't know how Live Twins compete with these other decks. Again, not to say that they can't top events, but yeah, Live Twins. Madolce, I'm sorry, it's just not that good. And I know that you can OTK, and I know that the deck is not that bad, but it's Rogue. It's fun to play. It's really fun to play, but it's not going to be able to compete with some of these other decks that are out here. I have Mech Knights on here. You're like, what? The one Yugi tuber that's actually putting these decks on here. And I think that... I put Mech Knights on here because you should be watching out for Mech Knights. I know, crazy, right? But here's why. And I was looking at Mech Knights, okay? Mech Knights, you need cards on your opponent's field. You start seeing the Brave Engine with cards that stay on the field. You see Skill Drain. You see these things that allow for column placement to be a thing in this meta, right? And with Mech Knights, they activate in hand and then summon. So Skill Drain doesn't affect it, but it gives you a free column. All these different things happen, right? And here's the thing about Mech Knights, too. They're all psychic. They can easily search a level 7, a level 5, level 6, level 4. E-Telly's here that can special summon level 2 and 3 tuners. Synchros are becoming very popular. Can you build a Synchro Mech Knight deck? Maybe. Something to think about. As well as... even under control formats, to be able to special summon 2,000 to 2,500 attack bodies to the field is pretty good. So, fusions are becoming popular too. Like, Mech Knights, you need to keep an eye on. I think that you're going to see people play Mech Knights, and I think that they're going to be good. That's going to be kind of like my call right here is like, Mech Knights, keep an eye on them. You're welcome, Najee. I know you're watching, so... Mech Knights, let me know what you guys think down below about Mech Knights. I think that they have some potential, and I think that if you saw people start playing them, you could see something. Don't sleep on Mech Knights. That's all I'm going to say. Mystic Mine, that's Rogue. Like, forget this. Here's why I put the most Mystic Mine in here, because why is this card still at 3? I should not have to worry about Mystic Mine in this format, which we're going to have to worry about, right? Only thing that Mystic Mine I want to mention is Draco back can bounce your Mystic Mine OTK. So, Mystic Mine, Rogue, get this out of here. I can't believe this is still a thing. Pins. Pendulums. Pendulums. Where do we place pendulums? I almost want to put them at tier 1, but I'm going to put them right there. Pendulums are really good. If you don't know what pendulums do, they're going to summon. They can Scythe Lock you. They can bring out DPE. They have Astrograph now back at 1. They have Snow. Like, pendulums are actually insane. And they are getting a new link to next format. And when that Link 2 comes out in Dimensional Force, and next format Electromite comes back, because it's going to happen, you need to watch out for Pendulums. They're getting some new support. It's actually insane. I would definitely keep your eye on Pendulum, because next format, I believe that Pendulum will be tier 1, 100%. This is my call. I don't need to put it at eyes open, and the reason why I don't need to is because this is still good right now in today's format, and you will get beat by Pendulums if you don't know what they do, if you don't know the deck, and you don't understand how to stop them. Imperial Order being banned doesn't really do much. It does a lot, though. I mean, if you really, like, anti-spell is still a problem. You can't set your scales. So anti-spell is still running out there. We're going to see if people are playing anti-spells going forward. If people get off anti-spells, Pendulums are going to run around, and they will top events. So keep an eye on Pendulums, okay? Phantom Knights Brave, we don't have to say anything about it. They're tier 1. They're going to be insane. They're going to be insane. They're going to cause people to main deck Lancia, which is going to be a thing. I mean, I'm going to go over that at the end. Phantom Knights, tier 1. If you haven't seen what they do, learn Phantom Knights. Last format, they were broken. This format, it's even more insane. Because now they can Scythe Lock you, DPE. They can still produce an Omni Negate. Like, Phantom Knights are insane. You need to keep an eye on Phantom Knights. Prank Kids, tier 2. Brave does not make this deck meta. I mean, can this deck still top events? Absolutely. Prank Kids can top events. Not saying that they can't. Prank Kids are good. They're better than they were last format, but they're still not, like, insane. But Prank Kids definitely right up there. The Brave does make this deck a little bit better, but it's still acceptable. It's still not going to be the best. They're right there. Salamangreats, we're going to go to tier 2. They're getting a little bit better. If I see some more things released off the ban list, this deck can be better. But for right now, Salamangreats with Circle at 2 is going to be tier 2. Sky Striker. I really want to put this at eyes open, but I'm going to put him at right there. And the reason why, you need to keep an eye on Sky Striker. HAMP and Linkage are coming out. We don't know when. It could be 2 months from now. It could be 4 months, 5 months from now. They're getting some insane support. And if you haven't read the cards, you should read the cards. Because, like, this, like, I'll put them down at eyes open. I guess we could put them right there. But they're still really relevant, right? Because Imperial Order being banned just gave this deck a boost. But you do understand the cards that are coming out, the support that they're getting allows them to go into the extra deck for free. It is kind of insane. Sky Striker, it will be tier 1 next format. So if you're interested in playing Sky Striker, you need to buy the core now because it's going to go up in price. As well as they can still play Phoenix Enforcer. Phoenix Enforcer was just an extra boost to the deck. But basically, keep an eye on Sky Striker. Imperial Order being banned. This is for you, Frank. Imperial Order being banned gave it a boost. But then also, remember, it's getting support. It's getting a Kaiju and it's getting an easy link access. So, Sky Striker will be really good. Tier 1 next format. I promise you. Promise you that. Dragon Link, my guys, tier 2. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. I'm a huge Dragon Link player. I love Dragon Link. I think that Dragon Link has a lot of potential. Destrudo coming off the ban list does not make this deck better. Actually, I think that people are going to get off Destrudo because it's just paying your half your life points to get an extender out. Like, the deck already has extenders. We get extenders. Like, I don't see this making the deck better. It's unfortunately tier 2. It just does not do enough. It's unfortunate. If we had Striker Dragon at 2, different conversation. Also, keep in mind, next format, we're getting a card that blows our whole board away in the branded deck. It's going to hurt. So, unfortunately, for right now, Dragon Link, I'm sorry. I'm your boy. I'm a Dragon Link player, okay? Tier 2, though, for right now. Sword Soul, still tier 1. Sword Soul Tenny's still really good. They're going to play DPE now, or enable them to cut their deck to 40. Pot of Desires made this deck broken. Protos made this deck broken. This deck is still really good, and it's getting a new Synchro 10. The Synchro 10 is like, if you summon a card, it can banish it and burn you for 1,200. If you activate a spell or trap, it can negate it and burn you for 1,200. Like, it's actually insane. Sword Soul, still really good. And if you saw in my video I posted yesterday, Market Watch, it's really cheap to buy Sword Soul right now. You need to pick up your deck if you want Sword Soul right now because it's cheapest you're going to be able to buy Mo Yi. I promise you Mo Yi is going to jump back up in price, and you're going to wish that you had it. Tri-Brigade. Tri-Brigade's right there. And the reason why I say Tri-Brigade is right there is because it's still a really good deck. Bird Up everybody was playing Bird Up because Bird Up was broken. Now people are going to go back to Tri Brigade. I think everybody forgets what it was like to play against Revolt. Like, Revolt sucks. And Revolt's coming back. And then they can also still spam out some other things. They could maybe mix a little Bird Up with it. But Tri Brigade is still a really good deck. I think that Tri Brigade is going to see a lot of tops this format. And if you sleep on Tri Brigade, you will get busted because Tri Brigade is still a really good deck. We have Zoodiac here. I'm just going to go ahead and put Zoodiac over at Rogue. Going second, Zoodiac, still fun to play. But unfortunately, you get to if you have to go first, it's just not going to be good. And then last but not least, it is on the thumbnail, Virtual World Tier 1. This deck is absolutely bonkers. I am currently playing Virtual World Brave, and this deck is insane. I'm not going to leak any information because I have a profile coming soon, as well as some duels, but you can abuse Synchro 10s, and it's free. Very free. So keep an eye on Virtual World because Virtual World is Tier 1, probably one of the best decks, and will compete with all these guys right up here. So last thing I have to say based on this tier list, main deck Lancias. Because if you look at the deck, Tenyies, Virtual World, Phantom Knights, Invocation, Eldlich, I would get your Lancias if you don't have them, because I think you're going to see a lot of main deck Lancias. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I like to bring in some extra rogue decks for you guys so we can talk about them a little bit. I'm very familiar with a lot of these. I play a lot of these. And if there's any decks that I missed that you want me to add for the next tier list, please do so that I can update that. Comment it down below. Let me know. Make sure to like and subscribe, as I truly appreciate everybody. And this has been Tyler with House of Cards TCG, signing out.